Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Digital Voice Global Show, where we speak to and learn from the top minds in digital, retail, and e-commerce. I'm your host, Philip Lipkowski, and today we have a very, very special guest who I'm honored and very excited to have on the show today, David Meltzer. David, hello.
Thank you, Philip, for having me. What a great platform to help people what I think is going to be the future of community building, marketing, branding, and sales.
I'm super excited to have you. Thank you very much. And the topic of today, what I wanted to discuss with you, it actually happened from the very nature of how this meeting, this interview happened, because we briefly met with you and your colleagues in Lisbon, actually, during the Web Summit event, which was fantastic, during the Grid Daily dinner. And it was like a pure epiphany, kind of a networking moment for me, because your assistants were very cool to actually organize all of this. And I wanted to talk to you about networking and how actually to build your network, because whom better to talk about networking than you, of course. So I personally don't really believe in luck. I believe that luck usually manifests through people that you meet and through meaningful connections that you have in your life. But what is your take on this? How do you think networking is valuable in defining persons or businesses' success?
Well, I think it's interesting that you brought up the word luck because there's a mathematical equation to this idea of networking that involves a definition of luck. So let's start with what luck is mathematically. Mathematically, luck is what I pay attention to plus what I give intention to equals the coincidences, the coinciding or the networking of people, places, things, ideas, opportunities, options, and touches of favor. And so understanding that I need to focus in on what I want, but also give it intention, which includes 5 different levels of intention to the inner workings, or as you state, networking of different people, ideas, options, opportunities, and touches of favor. And that is number one, are you doing everything in a trajectory of what you're focused in on? Two, are you saying everything in a trajectory of what you're focused in on? Number three, are you thinking everything in a trajectory of what you're focused in on? Four, are you believing in a trajectory of what you are focused in on? And then finally, the ultimate confirmation of networking, of the interrelations of energy between different people, places, things, ideas, options, opportunities, and touches of favor that coincidentally or coinciding with the focus of attention and intention is how you feel. And so if you feel intellect, intuition, or inspiration, those are 3 indicators that you've cleared the interference between you and the connectivity or the network that you exist in, which is a existence of oneness with other people. And there is no luck other than the mathematical equation of attention plus intention equals coincidence.
Wow, that's to put it in this perspective, it really changes, I think, perspective for a lot of people, that you can apply like mathematics to it. But this really sounds like fantastic tools to actually implement and use. But at the same moment, if we think about the strategy and how we our audience is usually retail and e-commerce specialists and a lot of people who want to build their networking and grow their business. So how they can actually implement it in real life, and what steps can they take to actually grow their network?
Well, number one, we have to go within the context of a mindset that's counterintuitive, and that's ask. In person, on the phone, via email and media, we need to ask. We need to ask what people are doing today aligned with what we want to share with them. So we want to ask them in person, on the phone, via email and media. What they're doing today in solar, what they're doing today with a SaaS solution, what they're doing today in coaching, speaking, whatever it is that you have skills, knowledge, and desire aligned with or synergistic to. And so if we're not asking, then we're not networking. If we're not networking, we're not selling. If we're not building a community, we can't sell because we need people to sell to and through. And when I say through, I mean when we provide quantitative value to exceed what we're asking for, the people that we sell to become our greatest salespeople. And that's part of this community building, by asking what somebody's doing today pertaining to what, for example, we're selling or the quantitative value that we're offering. The second state is to ask what they like about it and what they don't like about it. See, we have credibility in asking what they're doing today, and we're more interested than interesting. We become intelligent followers, and we are active listeners. But when we ask what they like and what they don't like, two things occur. One, emotional attachment, and people buy on emotion for logical reasons. But even more importantly, we have an opportunity to provide value once we know what someone likes and don't like about what we're selling. See, if we can provide more of what someone likes, if you tell me, oh my God, my favorite food in the world is filet mignon, and I tell you, hey, would it help you if I got you some of the best filet mignon in the world? That's going to add value to you. But if you also tell me what you don't like, and you say, I really don't like fish, well, would it help you if I gave you some of the greatest filet mignon in the world? I provide value by knowing what you like and don't like. And once I know, number one, what you're doing today, and two, what you like and what you don't like, now all I have to do is provide an articulation of quantitative value to exceed what you're asking for. And so when I know that it's worth so much because of the credibility and the emotional attachment about your love for filet mignon or your distaste for fish, and you haven't had filet mignon in 2 months, I now can articulate a value of filet mignon. It's only $16.99 a pound. Can you see any reason you wouldn't want me to send you a few pounds of filet? And people invariably will say, of course, oh my God, thank you so much. This is the secret sauce. Asking, having credibility, emotional attachment, and practicing articulating the quantitative value according to what someone likes and doesn't like, knowing that when we give them more of what they like, there's value. And when we change or solve or heal what they don't like, there's more value as well.
That makes a lot of sense. But I know that a lot of our viewers and listeners are business owners, people who are usually very, stuck in their day-to-day routines and businesses, their meetings. And do you actually believe that person needs to do all of this like a hand-to-hand combat day to day, or you can actually hire someone like a PR firm or like a PR specialist who can do it for you, and will it come off authentic or not?
Well, I think your energy, your frequency is the authenticity of the value that you're providing. And whether it's you, an associate, an employee, a PR firm, whoever it may be, they also can amplify your message, your frequency, and your essence. It's just as easy for someone to communicate, and to ask, what are you doing today? Would it help you if? Do you know anyone that could help me? Those are the three transition statements that best facilitate building a community based on quantitative value. Uh, as long as they are communicating your essence. Remember, your essence for you as a brand or your product, service, or solution, whether it be in e-commerce or a brick and mortar store or a service or solution that you're providing, or even your personal brand, the essence or frequency is based off of three things. And those three things I define as capabilities. And those capabilities include the skills, the knowledge, and the desire. So even AI has an ability of communicating and amplifying in essence. And that's why funnels will work so well. The funnels that work well carry the frequency or the vibration of the essence. They can articulate or quantifiably articulate value of the skills, the knowledge, and desire that are aligned with, synergistic, or supplementary to what you like and what you don't like. So, absolutely, as long as you understand and stay within the essence of your product, solution, or service or your brand, it is quite easy for someone else to articulate the essence as well.
Okay, so we hear a lot about the concept of being patient, and nowadays, mostly everybody are impatient. Everybody want everything to happen instantly. We in our field in e-commerce and retail, we want the deliveries to happen in 15 minutes. And we want Amazon to show at our doorstep the moment that we click this button, right? How do we approach this networking mentality? Do we need to stay patient? Do we need to breathe breed and feed our network and not expect the instant results from it. And I know we kind of all know the answer to it, right? But at the same moment, it's about the mentality, and I really, really would love to hear your input to it, because it's important, I think.
Yeah, this is one of the key aspects of the mindset, the heart set, and the handset necessary to be successful. To be successful, this is part of the mindset, heart set, and handset that you need to be successful. And what I say by that is that with counterintuitive, but with infinite patience, if you had infinite patience, things would happen immediately. Now that's a human impossibility to have infinite patience, and but patience itself is derived through emotion, through energy emotion. And what most people do is, as you just suggested, wanting the click of a button, the monetization and materialization of goods from Amazon. But instead, if you take your emotions and have your outcome, the delivery of your product, and detach your emotions of that milestone, that trajectory. So my wish or my want of what I want is an e-bike that I just ordered on Amazon. But the people that can have patience, as you describe, are the ones that can detach their emotions from the outcome. I'll be happy when I get my e-bike, to the ability to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of their potential, to enjoy the process, right? To enjoy the ability of saying, oh, I ordered the bike, and when I receive the bike, I'll be able to do this, this, and this. But to prepare for the bike coming, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. I'm going to start exercising more, eating right, or building a place for it to park, or getting a security system. Who knows? Those people that understand with infinite patience everything happens immediately, detachment of emotions, actually reduce the resistance. Now, there is one aspect in building business, like you said, in building a network or community, as people are not patient. And this to me is where you are in. If you have patience in building community, you'll be exponentially successful, because most people don't realize this, that all behaviors aggregate the same as interest. So if you study Einstein's rule of 72, compound interest, aggregate effect, and if I gave you, when you were born, $1,000 when you were born, $100 every month, $1,000 on every birthday, by the time you were 18, you would have $2 million. That's from aggregate effect and compound interest of simple interest. Well, the same thing with behavior. So if you put that type of effort in every day, $1,000 of effort when you start to build your community, $100 of effort every day, another $1,000 of effort every birthday, and you were utilizing the aggregate effect, compounding of interest of behavior. See, what happens is it takes about 90% of the effort until you realize a result of any substantial awareness. So, for example, if you're 18 years old, it's not going to be until you're about 16 or 17 that you've saved any significant amount of money. But then it doubles the next year and doubles the next year. So you go from 250,000 to a million, and a million to 2 million in the last 3 years. 4 years to the end, you have 125,000. But meanwhile, in the first 15 years, you've been paying and not seeing a result. The same thing's true about good behavior and bad behavior. So when we're building a community, it takes time. And so we need to have that infinite patience to say, look, I went from one person in my community this year to two people. In fact, I can share with you a real quick story. When I started to build my brand almost 6 years ago at the Super Bowl, I sat down with a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. Most people know him as Gary V. And Gary asked me, Dave, you can build an incredible band. I love your books. I love your radio show. Let's start a podcast. Let's build your brand. He said, what would you want in year one? I said, I want two ambassadors. He said, what? He said, what's an ambassador? I said, I want two people that at the end of this year will tell everyone, you got to hire Dave Meltzer as a coach, a speaker, read his books, listen to his podcast. I need two people a year that will tell two people to do that, that will tell two people. He said, really, what's that going to get you? I said, well, in 20 years, I'll be the most popular 70-year-old on social media. He said, what do you mean when you're 70? I said, well, I'm turning 50. I'll have 2 million people a year getting me 2 million people a year in my network, in my community, if all I do is focus in on getting two people a year, to get me two people a year. That's the aggregate effect of good behavior. Now, the inverse is true too. The aggregate effect of negative behavior. See, when we have good behavior, we want it instantly, as you suggested with the Amazon analogy. But when we have bad behavior, I'm drinking 1,000 a day, 100 each day, I'm drinking, I'm partying. Well, we don't see a result until 16 years, then it's too late. So if you want to get a jump on behavior, if you want to successfully achieve your pursuit, then believe in the aggregate effect and compound interest. Study Einstein, study compound interest, the rule of 72, and apply it to your network. And I promise you, anyone that's younger than me, even, right? I'm 54 years old. I've already out and overachieved my goals with Gary Vaynerchuk because I stuck to it every single day, even though I saw no results. And for the first 2 years, people laughed at me, they scoffed at me, and they made fun of me. Now they applaud me and beg me to come on their stages, beg me to be interviewed. All the things that you saw at Web Summit, all are an aspect of the compound interest that we can achieve by doing things daily.
Wow, the message is so powerful, and to all of the nerds who calculated the 20 years of two people by a year and into end result by 70 years, and to everybody who calculated for longer, yeah, the message is fantastic. But actually. To put it into perspective, how do you create from your network? Because we all understand that it's one thing to connect to a person and then to actually, have a dinner or discuss some business and maybe even do some business. And making them into your advocates, into your ambassadors, which is a completely different status in terms of what person is capable to do for you and willing to do for you. How to make this transaction?
Yeah, we got to remember, right? The idea of a network is a community of open-minded people. Now, everybody has an open mind. It's just a matter of time. Some people have open minds more of the time. Some people have open minds less of the time. In fact, if we can find someone who has more of a closed mind, but find them with an open mind, statistically will be more successful, that person, because they're less distracted and they can prioritize you because they're less open-minded. You just caught them when they had an open mind. So I have a criteria for community that I want to, number one, qualify by open mindedness. And open minded people have open hearts and open hands. And then my only objective is to create a community of open minded people that are willing to do two things: willing to help each other, and they know people that can help each other. If we take a step back, because the size, scale, and scope of the universe of the whole community is so big now, comparatively when I was your age, and we could only have the people that went by our billboards or listened to our radio ads or walk by our brick and mortar stores. Today, 7.6 billion people are available to us if we build a community of people that are willing to help each other and people that know people that can help each other and are aligned with an open mind, open hearts, and open hands. Exponentially, we can accelerate the compounding of interest. Why? Because one, in order to speed up that compounding effect, we only need to find people who sit in a situation that we want to be in, people that can help us. The fastest way to get to where we want to be is find someone that's already there and ask them for directions. But the statistical success that exponentially infuses more acceleration into the community is not the people that we can get help from, but it's actually the people that we help get what they want. So by giving people help, by helping them get what they want, we increase the statistical success and size of the community of people who want to help each other and people that know people who can help us, which then infuses more acceleration into the speed in which the compounding of interest and acceleration occurs.
And I think that this is even more powerful if you think that you know um, you can work in your niche and you can find your very small niche, and it is easier for you to communicate your idea to create this community and to share the ideas inside of this niche. And it brings and it opens so much opportunities for people because nowadays the information flows instantly, and you can actually create the community and create your business and brand within this niche much faster that you could have done it years ago, right?
Yeah, and you just brought up why Dr. Pimple Popper has millions of subscribers on YouTube, because she understood the consistent, persistent pursuit of her potential, her essence, her skills, knowledge, and desire of popping pimples. In the past, would never have been able to aggregate or compound millions of people who enjoy or dislike it so much that they enjoy it, to watch it, that is. And she has her own TV show on Bravo. She has more subscribers than the most popular sport in America, football, because she has found a niche and she has stuck to elevating and escalating the awareness to that niche, where she has exposed the people that like to do or like to watch or don't like it so much that they like to watch, which are both equal and the same. So I encourage everyone to look within, to find their skills, knowledge, and desire, to ask for help, to utilize open-ended questions and open minds, to find out what people are doing today with their popple pimping desires and what they like about it or what they don't like about it, and then practice articulating the quantitative value to experience the compounding effect of detachment of an outcome, to put their focus, attention, and intention on the coincidences that they want, not what other people want, not what's missing or what they don't have. And if they do that, I promise you they will aggregate a community of people who want to help, people who know people who can help. And there's only one thing that you'll have in your future, and that's a faster and more statistically successful elevation and escalation and acceleration of what you want and your potential, your truth. Thank you so much for having me, Philip. What a great opportunity.
Thank you very much. And I'm sure that this will be a great inspiration for a lot of people to actually do it, execute, start it right now. No matter the age you are, you have time to actually do this, and it's fantastic. Thank you very much, David, for the wisdom you gave us.
Absolutely. Everyone, if they need help, reach out to me. I have these practices and guides, exercises, and my books are all free. David@dmeltzer.com. Philip, put it in the notes for everyone to reach out. Email me directly.
Absolutely. The link will be in the description to this video. Please go and subscribe to David Meltzer's YouTube channel and his podcasts. It's amazing. You will get lots and lots of very valuable information from there. David, have a great day. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll keep in touch.
You got it. Thank you, Philip.